Hey, welcome to Rebellious Motherhood. I'm Stacy and I share all things about my life, my family, motherhood, homeschool, my business journey, and today I'm going to be updating you on my health journey. Yes, I'm going to be talking about those hormone balancing drops, also known as Slenderiiz. Now, if you've been on my channel before, you know that I've done videos in the past where I talk about these. As a matter of fact, I chronicle my journey month 1, month 2, month 3, but it has now been 6 months since I have given an update. And today I'm answering some of the questions that you guys have been sending me. And I just want to give you an update and a little bit of big news. I'm not using the drops anymore and I'm going to tell you why. So let's get started. So a little backstory about me. I have 6 kids, and a year ago this time, almost exactly January 2024, I had finished nursing my final baby and I was waiting for that hormonal shift to kind of balance back out and start to lose some of that weight that I hold on to while I'm nursing, and nothing was happening. It had been a few months and nothing was happening. As a matter of fact, the opposite of what I wanted was happening. I noticed my pants starting to get tighter. Now, this is the part of my journey which is more vulnerable and a little bit harder to share, but I'm going to share it with you anyways because I know that there are other moms out there who are finding themselves caught in the same struggle. And I just want to offer you a little bit of hope because that was what I was in desperate need of, okay? In January, I tried really hard. I gave up sugar, anything that had sugar in it. I only used monk fruit sweetener in my coffee. I was doing kind of like a keto thing, so I had given up all simple carbs, and I followed this in January into mid-February, and nothing changed. Nothing was working. And it kind of kicked off this bad cycle because by the time I got to Valentine's Day, it was like, you know what? If giving up these things and sacrificing these things and doing without isn't getting me the results that I want, I'm just going to enjoy those things. So I would make cookies with the kids. And after I got them in bed at night, I would go eat 8 or 10 cookies and I felt better. I might skip supper. And once the stress of the day was done and everybody was in bed, I would eat ice cream. And that created a really bad cycle. But the worst part of that cycle is what was going on in my head. Because every time that I had to put on real clothes, because we homeschool mamas don't really dress to the nines every day. A lot is done in workout clothes or leggings or pajamas, just quite honestly. So you don't always necessarily feel uncomfortable in your clothing, you know. When you had to put on the real clothes, when it was time to take the kids somewhere, you had to run errands or you were going to church and you had to really get dressed, boy. And you had to look in the mirror. That was facing some hard facts. And the things that I thought about myself and the things that I said to myself in my mind were terrible. I was a failure. I couldn't believe I looked this bad. Can't you get yourself together? Why can't you figure this out? I mean, a lot of negative things. All the things that we would never say to our daughters were the things that I was saying to myself. And here's the hard truth. The hard truth is, once you start saying those things to yourself, once you let that take root in your heart and it starts to fester, it becomes incredibly difficult to love the people around you the way that you intend to. And that was a hard one for me. And it was crushing because I had on the outside all the things, check mark it off, that I wanted. I had the husband, I had the house, I had the big Nissan NV van, I had the 6 kids, I was a stay-at-home homeschool mom, I had a YouTube channel, I spoke at church, I did everything that I wanted to do, everything on my list. And yet, I had allowed my mind to send me into a place that stole every bit of joy. Sorry, I didn't think I was going to get quite that upset, but I guess it's still real and raw even after all this time. So, just like the saying goes, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. To an extent, I agree with that because when mama runs out of joy, she can't share joy that she doesn't have. I couldn't love my kids the way that I intended to or the way that I wanted to. I couldn't enjoy my own life the way that I wanted to because I had allowed the things in my head to get rooted in my heart and steal away all of the joy and the blessing that God had given me. And I was desperate to make a change. And I started to see these posts on Facebook with some before and after pictures that I was like, that cannot be real. I'm not going to click on that link because I'm not going to get my account hacked like all those other people do. And so I just kept scrolling. And then one day, someone that I knew shared a post on Facebook. She was someone that I knew in real life, shared her post. And I was like, oh, wait, she's using these drops. Now, she didn't share a picture of herself. She was sharing a testimonial of someone else. But I was surprised to see that she was using these drops and that she was sharing this on Facebook. Again, not 100% sure she could be hacked. Then a couple weeks later, she shared a picture of herself. And I was like, oh, she is using these drops and they are working for her. Now, she's a mom, similar to me. She's had 5 girls, so a lot of babies. She's in her 40s, like me, and they worked for her. She's like, you know what? I got to get these drops. So I decided that I had to have these drops and I had to give them a try. Here's what you do. You take bottle number 1, you fill it up to the 0.75 milliliters line. It's a clear liquid. You drop it under your tongue. You hold it for 30 seconds and then you swallow it. You wait 10 minutes and then you're going to take bottle number 2. And it's like this darker color. You fill it up to the 1 milliliter line, squeeze it under your tongue, hold it for 30 seconds, then you can swallow it, and then you can eat a meal right after. Now, you want to get these in 3 times a day so that they can do their work. If you don't use them, they won't work. But the regimen that I seem to follow that works really well for me is I would do them first thing in the morning when I got up. And then our lunch times kind of fluctuate. It'd be somewhere between 11:30 and 1 o'clock. So I just trained myself every day to take the drops at 11:30. Maybe I ate 10 minutes later. Maybe I didn't eat for another hour, but I got the drops in those 2 times. Then I would take them again in the evening about 6 o'clock. Most of the time I try to get them at 6. I might not eat supper till 7:30, but I took them at 6. Some people only take bottle number 2 times a day because it does have some great B vitamins in it that is going to give you that boost of energy. So you might not want to take that one too close to bedtime. However, I don't ever go to bed before midnight anyway, so it's not a problem for me. I could take 3 doses 3 times a day, no issues. So I started this regimen, and as I tell an in-depth talk about month number 1 on my video, I'm not going to do that here, but I will just surmise to say week 1 I saw no difference. Week 2 I noticed my appetite decrease. Still no difference on the scale. Week 3 my sweet tooth went away, and from earlier in the video y'all know that was a huge struggle for me. And I will say the other thing that happened in week 3 was I started to have more energy and I started to feel good, like happy and kind of relaxed, and the edge was off a little bit. And I later learned that's because in bottle number 2 there's some good herbs in there. Ashwagandha kind of helps relax all of that, and I was feeling good. The scale still wasn't really moving yet. It had only been a couple pounds, so I wasn't really impressed. But then when week 4 rolled around, the scale finally started to move. The best part was, even though I had really only lost like 6 pounds, I could tell a difference in my clothes. My husband could tell a difference in my clothes. And that is when I knew I was going to continue with these drops. And I did. I continued with these drops and I did them a total of 4 months. After 4 months, I had not only met my goal, I had surpassed my weight loss goal. I had only intended or hoped and prayed to lose 30 pounds. And at the end of 4 months, I had lost 40 pounds. Now, let me say, this is just my personal results. Everybody starts at a different place in their weight loss journey, in their health goals. Everybody has a different starting place. Everyone's body is going to require a different amount of time and go at a different rate. But that is my result. 4 months and 40 pounds. So I decided to make a bold move and stop the drops, because people will ask me, do you have to take the drops forever? Because as we know, with some other things that are on the market, like when you stop using them, you're going to start gaining the weight back. We've seen it happen a lot. And so I wanted to be able to tell people what my personal experience was. And after losing 40 pounds, I stopped taking the drops in October. I don't remember exactly what day it was, but whenever that month I ran out of the drops, I quit taking them. And I went through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And I can tell you that as of today, January 24th, 2025, I weigh the exact same thing that I did the day that I stopped taking the drops. And how did I do that? Well, I maintained eating from the foods list 80% of the time. Once you have met your goals and you're just trying to maintain, that is the recommendation. 80% of the time you eat what is on the foods list. And then there's that 20% of wiggle room where you can throw in some things that you wouldn't normally eat on a day-to-day basis. So for me, over the holiday season, I did eat a piece of pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. I did have some Christmas cookies. I even ate a donut with my kids on New Year's. But can I tell you what happened? What happened is I did not enjoy a single one of those desserts. They don't taste the same to me anymore. I'm going to tell you why I was able to do that. I was able to do that because I had used these drops. During that 4-month period of time, this is called my liquid courage, right? I took these drops. They helped curb my appetite. They helped curb that sweet tooth, that ashwagandha and rhodiola. They help you feel better and you desire those sweet things less. I was sleeping better. I had more energy. I felt good. And in the process of eating from the foods list for those 4 months, balancing my hormones with the drops, it reset my system. So I don't desire those things that I used to desire. My body, when I eat those things now, says, oh, I don't like how I feel when I eat that. I want to eat real food. I want to eat things that are good and feed my body and make me feel good. But I had to have those 4 months. I had to have that time with the drops to allow my system to create those new cells, to clean out the toxins, to break that sugar addiction. And then when I came out on the other side, I don't have to take the drops every day anymore. So that's my journey with the drops. But y'all, the greatest gift that I got was not in the weight loss. It was not in the 40 pounds. It was not in the energy. It was not in the good sleep at night. The greatest gift that I got was I started to feel successful. I started to feel good about myself again. Like, hey, you know what? I can do hard things and I can be successful. I can try really hard. I can put in the effort and I can succeed. And it began to create within me this mental shift. And when that happened and those words started to take root in my heart and I started to love myself again, it spilled out over to all of those around me. And I can tell you that they noticed a difference in me when I was happy with who I was. I was able to share joy with them differently. And that for me has been a priceless transformation. Was it 100% the drops? No, but they were absolutely a tool that helped me along the way, and I will forever be grateful for them. So, will I ever use the drops again? Probably so. There may be rough patches in life where things start to get out of control. Maybe my hormones, my cortisol levels are a little out of sync. I'll jump back on them for a month, balance myself back out, and keep going. I am in my 40s, so I would assume that at some point I'm going to feel some of those menopausal symptoms, maybe some hot flashes or night sweats, those types of things. And at that point, a lot of ladies who are a little further along in their journey than I am do start to take them to treat those uncomfortable symptoms until they kind of subside, and then they stop taking them again. One question that I do get from time to time is this: were the drops the only product that you used to lose that 40 pounds? And when I first got started with the drops, month 1, I purchased the box, I used them, I had success. So month 2, I signed up as a brand partner because I wanted to get them at the cheapest price possible. they started sending out these emails. I wasn't really paying much attention to them, but they were having a relaunch of a product that they had changed the flavor to, and I think switched out a couple ingredients or something. But it caught my attention because it said that it naturally triggers your own production of HGH, and talked about how when you use this, it helps you have such great sleep. It helps reduce some of that tummy fat. It promotes lean muscle. Well, I had already, kind of looked into some other things and knew that HGH was a big thing that declines within us as we age. So it just sounded amazing. And to be honest with you, I had enjoyed the drops so much and they were working for me. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try this. I want to see what it's all about. It comes in these little packets. You pour it into your water. You drink it about 30 minutes before bed. It does not make you go to sleep. It is not a sleep aid, but you drink it then because your body heals itself during the night. So you have all these great ingredients in your body doing what they need to do, working on those cells while you're sleeping to get the optimal benefits. So I tried it, and guess what? Month 3 was incredibly great. The drops, the Renew. I call it my little kid sleep because after 6 kids, I didn't get good sleep. I always heard stuff going on. I always heard things happening. I just didn't sleep well. And taking this, I felt like I slept so good. So I will tell you though, even though I came off the drops and have taken, I've gotten what I needed from them, my hormones are reset and I'm balanced, I still drink this Renew every single day because I know that now I love sleep, my body loves sleep, and I wake up in the morning and I feel awake. I'll also say that I noticed this area here and some of this area here, I looked younger. So I'm going to continue to drink the Renew for as long as I live because I love it. And I do think that it worked well together with the drops to get me results that I enjoyed and saw my body shrink in places that it had never shrunk before. So that's my journey. That's what I've used. That's how it's transformed my life. If you look in the description below, you will see a discount link that you can click on and try the drops for yourself at a discounted price. Find me on Facebook, Rebellious Motherhood. Send me a message. Ask me all your questions. Leave a comment below if you have a question. If you've used the drops, leave a comment and let me know how they worked for you. I love sharing these with people. I love being on the journey with people because I know how much it meant for me. I know how much it's changed my life, and I just want other people to have the same experience that I have. So that's it for today. See you real soon.